Week 3 Monday Night Football, the second game, we have the Commanders visiting the Bengals. Right now, the Bengals are currently at -7.5, with the total being at 46.5. The Washington Commanders, as is their team name, not the football team. I do kind of miss the football team, and I think the Hogs would be the best name for them. But getting back to it, they drafted Jaden Daniels, and he's been good so far. He had 2 rushing touchdowns, and they didn't score a touchdown last game, but they did end up winning the game because they just kicked a bunch of field goals instead. So the Commanders do have a kicker who can kick field goals now, which is a positive. On the downside, they didn't have any passing touchdowns yet from their new quarterback, but it's the same with the other rookie quarterbacks in this class. The big issue for the Commanders is their defense. It has looked lackluster, and just to be transparent with you, pretty terrible. They should start using Terry McLaurin a little bit more, but the defense is really just a huge aspect where I'm like, oh, this might not be that great of a football team. Outside of that, we have the Bengals, who have not looked great. They're 0-2. They're without T. Higgins for both games, and T. Higgins is a major factor in this offense. They were playing a pretty good game against the Chiefs, and then they just kind of lost on the last drive. I think the Patriots game was absolutely fluky, and I think that did leave a mark in everyone's brain in week 1. Like, oh yeah, Joe Burrow, he looks bad, he looks bad. He doesn't really look that terrible. I just don't think they're extending the field enough, because I think they just didn't have T. Higgins on the other side, so it was really tough to balance it out, because they didn't have anyone who was like dual threat receiver. But I think Teagan's coming back. Jamar Chase in. I think they're going to do much better, at least on the offensive side of the ball. When we're looking at the splits this game, we always go with the home team, which is the Bengals. So 74% of the bets are on them with 70% of the money. So not really much differential there, but there's a lot of movement online. I actually opened up -5.5, got all the way up into 8. Right now it's sitting at -7.5, maybe even 7 on some books. So we can definitely see there's some sharp type of action moving that lineup, but none of that matters, because what really matters is the effective formula. T. Higgins is back in the lineup, and there are reports going around that he is feeling great, and I love the feeling of feeling great, so I'm gonna go ahead and give a half point over to the Bengals. Over the summer, Joe Burrow wore a backless t-shirt, and now I'm not confident enough to wear a backless t-shirt because I'm not Joe Burrow. I also didn't get invited to the fashion show where he was wearing the backless t-shirt. Surprise, I haven't actually got invited to any type of fashion shows yet. Since he can pull that off and I can't, I respect that. I'm gonna go ahead, give a half point over to the Bengals. We know in the first 2 weeks of the season that Jaden Daniels likes running the ball a lot. I actually have a friend who just ran a half marathon in DC, but the thing is that he hurt his foot running the marathon, so it's not a great time for people who like to run in DC. Although this game is getting played in Cincinnati, I'm gonna go ahead and take a half point away from the Commanders. I put this final line at Cincinnati -8.5. I'm pretty square today, but let's roll with the Bengals here in this spot. Bounce back. They're 0-2. They'll be 1-2 after this.